Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Kyla and my channel is just a plethora of all things that I love, and today we have a super unique video that literally came to me in one of my insomnia spells in the middle of the night. I don't know what I'm going to call this one yet, but it is basically doll lines that I would love to collect but just have not yet. So if you don't know, I primarily collect American Girl. They are my largest collection. I also have a pretty large Rainbow High and LOL Surprise OMG collection, along with a small tiny Bratz collection. So Bratz, we're going to talk about them first because they're not on this list, but I just want to say I do collect them. I do not buy them as much as the other doll lines that I do collect, just because they are kind of difficult to obtain, being that they were retired, I guess you could say, and then they did make their 20th anniversary comeback, but their prices are definitely very high, and it's kind of hard to find a ton of them for a good deal. And a lot of the reasons I don't want to collect these 5 lines that we're going to be talking about today is because I would like to put my energy towards the lines that I do collect, just so I can continue to grow those collections. Not to say that I will never collect any of the 5 lines we're going to cover in this video. It's just I'm not going to collect them right now, but they do pique my interest. I'm always intrigued to see photos of them, or whenever there are new videos on them, I absolutely love watching them. So without further ado, this is in no particular order. I hope you guys like this idea. I thought it was a really cool concept. I don't know if anyone's ever done it before. I actually didn't check, so I'm not going to take credit for this idea just in case I didn't come up with it, but I thought it was a really unique idea. So this might be a bit of a longer one, but grab a snack, grab a drink. I've got my coffee. Let's go. So first off, we're going to talk about Monster High, and these were not out when I was a child, and they came out after I was done collecting dolls. So after rediscovering American Girl and Bratz, thanks to 1,000 Splendid Dolls, I knew what Monster High was. Shelley's Monster High collection is absolutely impeccable, and then I watched Courtly Jester and Ex Canadensis, and they are both huge Monster High fans, so that really got me into Monster High. I did buy Katrine Demuse. She was the scariest one because she was a cat, and I just wanted to see what she was all about. Unfortunately, she ended up just sitting on my shelf, and I did sell her because she kind of didn't really fit in with all the other dolls. I have a feeling if Rainbow High did not come out, Monster High would have been the doll line that I would have started collecting, even though they were secondhand, which you guys know I'm no stranger to secondhand collecting or fixing up secondhand dolls. So with that being said, I love scary things. I don't like to be scared in real life, but I love watching, other people be scared in a fictional land. So I loved the idea that all of these were the children of fictional villains and monsters. It was just, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Now, some lines, in my opinion, were more thought out than others. I love Freak Du Chic. Freak Du Chic Torlai is probably going to be the first Monster High doll I purchase if I ever decide to, go for it and start collecting these for real. She is just amazing. She's a cat, and I love the red hair and just absolutely beautiful. I have so many listings of her saved because I don't know if I'll ever make the jump. But the one reason I am kind of skeptical about collecting these is because since they do have limbs that detach, they can be a bit tricky to collect if you're buying a big lot of them, or you find them secondhand somewhere, because their limbs are missing. And then you have to go on a hunt for the limbs and buy the limbs and things like that. That's not bad. That's totally fine. But if you're someone like me who collects multiple doll lines and you really just want to put forth the effort to collecting the doll lines that you have the most passion for, I guess you could say, for me, Rainbow High and American Girl, then you don't want to really spend more money on doll lines that you don't know if you're fully into yet, if that makes sense. Like I said in the beginning, this is just going to be me rambling off the top of my head, so hopefully this all makes sense. I love Monster High. I'm very, very excited to see what happens with it in 2022. I know that there is a lot of things happening, and actually the Claudine, Frankie, and Draculaura just came out on Mattel's website. Well, I think they only released one. I'm not really sure. I'm not keeping up with that because I think those dolls are amazing, but I just don't have any interest in buying those ones. Those are basically because of their price point, but we're not going to get into that. So with that being said, we're going to go into Ever After High because they are the fairy tale version of Monster High. So Ever After High, like I said, it was kind of the spinoff of Monster High. So you had this really unique concept of, with the four main girls, you had Apple and Briar, who were kind of the good girls, and then Raven and Maddie, who were kind of like the daughters of the Disney villains. So I thought that was like super creative. And Apple is my favorite, probably because she's like the main princess. And oh my God, I love her. I love her so much. But I have watched a couple of these episodes. I have not watched the movies of these. I don't know if I'll plan on it, but I like the whole concept. I really also love Ashlyn Ella. Oh my God, she's so cute. So anyway, they kind of, have the same thing as Monster High, where they have missing limbs, and although they weren't around for as long, which kind of really makes me sad, I wish these ones would come back, because for some reason, I really love the whole fairy tale concept. I think Ever After High dolls were really, really pretty and very well done. Just like Monster High, I like that there's not as many of them, because then if you want to collect them, you do have like a way higher chance of completing the collection faster, because there's not as many as Monster High. But I actually did buy an Apple White doll on Mercari, and something happened. So the seller refunded me my money, and I never even thought about, trying to buy another one. I love them. I think they're really, really pretty. And if they did come back, like Monster High is, which I don't think it will, but if it ever did, I would definitely snatch these ones up in a heartbeat. They're really, really pretty and well done. I absolutely adore all of them. Keeping with the Mattel theme, we have My Scene dolls. So these were not out very long. They were basically Mattel's rebuttal to MGA releasing Bratz, and they were kind of like a more glammed up version of Barbie. Barbie did not make this list because there's a ton of different Barbies out there, and I don't think I will ever, dabble in collecting her. So I did have Barbies as a kid, but then after that happened, I went to My Scene and Bratz. I had, I think, 3 My Scene dolls as a kid. I had a Chelsea, the Madison that changed faces, and then I had a Delancey. I can't remember which one it was, but those are missing along with the Bratz collection. So I have my bling bling up on the screen here because this is like one of my absolute favorite lines. Oh my God, they all look so good. So My Scenes also come with, detachable feet, but if you take off their shoes, they still have like actual feet, if that makes sense. So even if I were to get these secondhand, they would have a complete body, I guess you could say. So my favorite was always Chelsea. I think it was probably because of her hair color, honestly, but I love these. I would love to start collecting them. I really, really would. However, they don't come with stands, and I would have to, invest in some stands, because obviously I wouldn't want them to stand up on their own. It would look really weird for display purposes, and then they would take up more room sitting down, and their outfits wouldn't look right, and everything like that. So these aren't too terribly expensive to find. Some of them, yeah, it's definitely insane for how much they do go for. But I never would have, given these a second thought if Brooke, ex-Canadensis, didn't start collecting these, because Brooke's collection is like my favorite thing. I absolutely love it. I adore her dolls. They're so pretty, and she displays them really nicely too. So I would love to collect these. I just don't have the space right now, and I would have to obviously get them some stands and things like that. But none of these dolls on this list are a total, like, I will never ever collect these, like I said. So I would love to add these to my collection in the future. These last 2 doll lines are completely different from anything else I collect. So we're going to start with Winx. And I knew that there was like a TV show about this, but I never knew there were corresponding dolls. And this also leads back to Brooke, because she is like the Winx queen here on YouTube, and I never would have even given these a second glance if she wasn't so passionate about them. So yes, they're a little bit different. They're extremely supernatural, kind of like the Monster High as well. They have wings, and they just have a really unique look to them. I don't know if I will, I've never seen one in person, so I've thought about getting one just to, kind of check them out and stuff, but I haven't found one that I really, really like for a good deal yet. So I'm still on the fence about these ones, although that does not mean never ever. But I wanted to include them because they do intrigue me a lot. And anytime I see a video on them, I always have to watch it because they're really, really fascinating. And the fact that they've been made by so many different types of companies, and there's so many different variations and lines and everything like that. And there's some that are only released in certain countries and everything. It's just, this whole Winx franchise is really amazing. and it intrigues me so much. So I really wanted to include them because they're really fascinating. And if you don't know what they are, please go check them out because you will get lost inside of the Winx franchise. Lastly, we have the most unique doll line on this list, and these are the Pullup dolls, and they originated in Japan. They were initially sold out of there, but now they are sold out of South Korea. So these dolls have a very unique body and an extremely large head, and they have their eyelids that allow them to blink, so you can like have them fully open, blinking, or closed. Like, it's just the way these things are designed is the craziest thing. I am so obsessed with them. The obsession started when I was watching Lizzie's collection of these, and I had no idea what the heck they were, but I was like, what are these? So I went and looked them up, and I was like, these are the cutest things ever. Now, the reason I put them last is because they are the dolls on here that I am least likely to collect because of their price point. They do go for, a little, like about as much as American Girl, and then definitely way over that. So I just picked a few on the screen. I have no idea what these ones are called because I haven't really done a ton of research on them yet, because I know if I do, then I'm really going to want one, and that's not a rabbit hole I want to go down just yet. But I think these are so pretty. They're so just enchanting to look at, and their outfits are gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I love Pullups, and I've never seen one in person. If I ever do, I think I will probably cry. I'm so intrigued by this line, and I think it's amazing, and I wish they were more common here in the US. I don't know if they're super rare, like I said, so I'm not going to go on and say oh, I'll never get them because they're not here in the US. Like I said, I haven't done my research, but I wanted to include them in here because of how much I do love them and how much they fascinate me, because just look at them. Aren't they gorgeous? There we have 5 doll lines that I would like to collect, but will not be doing so as of right now. Let me know if you guys collect any of these doll lines, or if you would like to dabble in some, or if they weren't in this list, let me know which doll lines you would like to collect, but haven't ventured there yet. This was super fun. I really liked doing this. It was kind of a unique concept, like I said in the beginning. So if you have not already, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up, leave that positive comment down below, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you can know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.